You have a few more minutes while everyone enters the room, but thank you all for joining our Discover One Real Mortgage call. Excited to chat with you all today. Hey, Chris, Northeast Florida. What part of Florida? Nice. That's awesome. I'm assuming I'm in New Jersey, so I'm assuming you have much warmer weather than I do currently today. All right, we'll get started in the essence of time here. Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining our Discover One Real Mortgage call for loan officers. This call is an anonymous call. We look forward to sharing with you all the amazing things that we have here. And at One Real Mortgage, myself as well as our team, we're extremely excited about what we've built so far, extremely excited about what we're building towards. And being in the space for over 22 years, I've seen many things, and I've seen many things that work and many things that may not work. And for myself and for all of you, there's a few things that I want you to keep in mind while we're on this journey of discovering One Real Mortgage. I want you to think of one thing. I want you to really think sincerely and seriously around where you'd like to be, where you'd like to be by next year, where you'd like to be in 5 years, 7 years, hell, maybe even 10 years, both personally and professionally. And at the end of this call, is One Real Mortgage a possible vehicle that can help you get to your goals, maybe even sooner? This isn't about how great we are at One Real Mortgage. This is about sharing with you some of the things that we're doing that make us unique, being different in the industry, being thinking against the conventional norm and actually taking action on innovative ideas and unique situations to help our mortgage professionals, our loan officers, create a better life for them and their family. That's what drives us. So, this is about your growth. One Real Mortgage is a growth model. And can we help you get to your goals quickly? If you're looking for an opportunity to work with a company that's a turnkey operation where everything's ready to go, we're not it. If you're looking for an opportunity to work with a company where they're handing you a lot of cold leads and trigger leads, we're not it. If you're looking for a company to help you and your family create exponential wealth through various mechanisms and opportunities while still innovating and building human connection, we are it. So, as I mentioned, as we go on this journey, really think about where you'd like to be. And can One Real Mortgage be the vehicle to help you get there? Our mission is simple. It's to build simplicity in the real estate process for everyone that's involved. Now, when we think of the real estate process and the industry as a whole, what do we think of? Clunkiness, confusion, lack of transparency. Those are the things that we're all against. I would probably believe that most of you feel the same way. But our mission is really to be a part of this real estate process, not just worrying about ourselves on the mortgage side, but really creating simplicity for everyone involved, whether it's real estate agents, whether it's title companies, insurance companies, clients, buyers, sellers, our peers, whoever it may be. How do we create simplicity? That's something that we wake up every day and think about and ask ourselves, what we're building here at One Real Mortgage today, is it simplifying the real estate process? Our vision, which, full disclosure, we're not there yet, but our North Star is really delivering a 10-day close from contract to clear to close or ready for underwriting completed in 10 days or less, but doing it with total certainty, doing it with zero stress. Are we there yet? No, we have a long way to go. But when I think of how our kids will want to transact, and my kids, full disclosure, are in high school. So when I think of what them and their peers want, like what they want out of an experience, they want the Amazon effect. They want to be able to go into a transaction, click, and close. Now we know real estate's complicated, but what we're building here gives us the opportunity to do that in a cohesive way. And when we think of future generations, I believe real estate and mortgage in particular should not take more than 10 days. With the amount of technology and AI out there today, it is something that's very, very feasible. But that's our vision. That's our North Star. And that creates simplicity and ease of use for everyone involved in the transaction, including yourself. Many of you may have heard of Real Broker, and I'm not on this call to tell you about how great Real is, which they are, and they're growing at dramatic fashion. But I'm here to really talk about why Real is unique and why being under Real is unique. Real was actually founded in 2014, and they had many struggles along the way until probably about 2020 when they really catapulted on the scene and became noticed. One Real Mortgage was acquired by Real in December of 2022, 3 years ago. And One Real Mortgage has been around since actually 1981. But what we found was in 2022, after we got acquired, we were reinventing ourselves in a very post-COVID complicated real estate market. And we decided to partner with Real in order to help catapult ourselves and help create an opportunity and experience for everyone involved that got us to our vision, 10 days or less. Now, you can look at all the stats and all the data here. But one thing I'll point out is when we came to Real about 3 years ago, we had about 12 to 15 loan officers. We're at 100 plus this year so far. And that's still not enough. Real is at 31,000 real estate agents plus right now. And just to put it in context, 3 years ago, they were at roughly 5,000. So they've grown dramatically. Now, I'm not here to say that we're going to be at 31,000 mortgage loan officers. That's not what I'm here to say. But I'm here to draw the comparisons to say, imagine what we're going to look like in 10 years, in 5 years, in 7 years, being under the umbrella of Real. They're helping to expedite our growth, which means the growth of anyone that comes to One Real Mortgage. We've had an amazing 3 years so far, but honestly, we're just getting started. As we continue to grow on the real estate side, we need to grow on the mortgage side. Having professionals that want to join our company with growth opportunities at One Real Mortgage is really the biggest opportunity for anyone out there looking for that. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're looking for a turnkey operation, if you're looking to not be really collaborative and just be in your own silos, we're not it. And what I discovered in the 3 years at Real, what really propelled their growth, yes, it could have been their models and the things that they've done, of course, but it was a mindset of community and collaboration. And at One Real Mortgage, that's something that we hold near and dear to our hearts. As we continue to grow from a maps perspective here, this shows you where we are. We're not in all the states, but we're in many of the states. We're in 24 states plus the District of Columbia, with a few other states on the docket, such as Virginia, Nevada, Utah, Iowa, Idaho, and Hawaii. But we're growing, and that's the moral of this story. As we continue to grow, we're looking for opportunities around the country to bring in team members to help us grow. We know we can't do it ourselves. We are also a mortgage broker, which we've been a mortgage broker since inception. It gives us the opportunity to create options for our loan officers, for our real estate agent partners, and most importantly, for our clients. Will we eventually be in the lending space? Yes, of course. But the broker model and channel is something we'll always have because there's certain loans that we won't want to keep on our balance sheet. We have about 1,200 plus five-star Google reviews. I encourage you all to check them out. Not to brag about ourselves and say how great we are, but I think it's important to understand what others are saying about us. And especially for you on this call today, making sure it aligns with your culture and your values. As a broker, we have 50 plus programs and growing. And here's the list. And there's many more to come. But what gives us an opportunity being part of the Real umbrella is we have the opportunity to meet with many, many other investors, local banks, credit unions, looking to leverage their products with us. Again, in 2026, we're hoping to bring on some really cool, innovative programs and products that will give us a competitive advantage, if you will, to others in the mortgage space. This is exciting. This helps loan officers help their clients with unique situations. We want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Also, besides products, we love to roll out promotions and programs to really help fuel our agent relationships. Look, with 31,000 agents, it's very unlikely for us to pick up the phone on the first call and reach out to an agent in our local markets and say, hey, work with us, and then they work with us. It's a relationship building opportunity. It takes time. However, what I'll tell you is, because we're under the Real umbrella, it gives you an opportunity to pick up the phone and them to perhaps listen, which helps a little bit more than just someone hanging up the phone. Look, I've been there and I've been through all of those times. But what else can we do from the mortgage side to help create a little less friction, if you will, in those relationships? It's rolling out promotions. Currently, right now, we have an appraisal promotion that we're rolling out up to $750. Earlier in this year, we had a promotion that we rolled out where we were offering $2,500, where our real estate arm, the real estate company Real, was offering $2,500 to any client that used One Real Mortgage and a Real buyer's agent. In 2026, we're already working on promotions and programs to help expedite our growth. And that gives you all an opportunity if you were to choose One Real Mortgage. Another cool thing is innovative technology and innovative products on the real estate side. They have something called the Real Wallet, and many agents are using the Real Wallet. There's now an opportunity where an agent could use the Real Wallet, use One Real Mortgage, and get percentages of their commissions deposited into their Real Wallet account ahead of the closing date. This could possibly give up to 80% of the commission to the agent weeks before we're ready to close. So there's a lot of things that we do, and there's a lot of things that we don't. And I'll start with the do's. Coming into the mortgage industry 22 years ago, like many of you probably on this call, the only way to make money is through funding loans, which again, we want everyone to fund loans. That's our bread and butter. However, looking back on my career, I was never able to build real retirement income. And that, now that my kids are older in high school, has me thinking a little bit deeper and harder. Why? Because they have college coming up in a few years. College is expensive, like many other things right now. And if I want to continue to add value, not by just, doing loans with our clients, but to other loan officers out there, there's limited opportunities, as we know, branch manager overrides and things of that sort. But I always loved coaching, mentoring, and being there for someone and offering value. And honestly, growing up in the space, if someone from a competing company would call me asking me for my advice, I would just freely give it. But when I look back now and looking at how Real has grown and what Real is doing to change the real estate game, I think of how we can change the mortgage game. And one of the biggest opportunities I believe is missing in the mortgage industry is the ability for loan officers to really create, I mean really, not just putting some marketing blurb out there hoping that it'll catch fire, but truly and genuinely create multiple streams of income, which I'll go through a few of those here in a few minutes. But that's something that's near and dear to our hearts. The way I look at this is we're all building something together. So if we're building something together, how do we create opportunity, remove stress, and really be able to use your network, your contacts, and maybe other things that you're good at besides just servicing clients to your personal benefit. A wide selection of mortgage products, which I hit on earlier. Not only do we have the out-of-the-box products, but we are working on products that will differentiate us from other mortgage companies in the space. A massive network of 31,000 agents that you can collaborate with, that you can build a community with. We all know that mortgage loan officers and real estate agents are pretty much cousins of each other. We have an opportunity to help our loan officers that come to One Real Mortgage tap into that network and build a strong relationship and build community with those 31,000 agents. And like I mentioned before, will it happen like that? No. But think about all of the opportunities or all of the calls that you've had in the past with real estate agents that you may not have known. And typically it ends in a phone call being it ends in you being hung up on by a real estate agent. This gives an opportunity for you to focus on building relationships with with our agents. And when I think of mortgage loan officers, there's all different types. And what I mean by that is there are some that are really good at building relationships. There's others that may not be good at building relationships, but are good at operational sales work, if you will. And at One Real Mortgage, when we think of what the future looks like, we're building a process and technology that frees up our sales team to focus on the most important thing, and that's building relationships, which in turn help you grow your business for years to come, where you're hopefully not having to cold call anyone. And the deals, because of all the good work you've done and the relationships you built and the expertise and trust you've built, is now coming back via people that you met with and their clients. So that's really important. Like, again, are we perfect with that? No. But the goal here is to really build technology and processes where a loan officer can focus on building relationships instead of operational work. We don't require our loan officers to run DU, to register loans with the lenders that we work with. We provide support. And the support is really there, like I mentioned, to help you focus on building your book of business. We don't charge our loan officers anything. We don't charge them for credit reports. We don't charge them administrative processing technology fees. In fact, we pay you and we hope to add more compensation or income to you instead of taking it away. And the most important thing here of what we don't do, we don't leave our team members on their own island. We are a virtual company. However, if you speak to many of our loan officers, they probably will tell you it doesn't feel very virtual. We're very well connected with resources, with leadership, with even myself involved to ensure that as we're virtual, no one is left alone. What can we do to build a model where we're enhancing community and collaboration? Because we all know when that happens, production soon follows. 17 plus lenders. And again, some of you may be thinking, well, that's not a lot. We're very selective with who we work with. Reputation is everything. We want to ensure that we're working with lenders that really can support our loan officers, our teams, our clients, our real estate agent partners in an effective way. We know there's a lot of lenders out there, but culture matters, efficiency matters, service matters. But we have 17 different lending partners. That gives us the opportunity to have a variety of different products to offer everyone. Our processing is in-house. Our team members who are client-facing do not live or work in remote locations outside of the country. Everyone is here in the US and they've been with us for a very, very long time. Extremely efficient in how we deliver. Our average clear to close, from submission to clear to close, is about 15 to 18 days in a crazy market with all types of loans. Again, most of our loans are not your cookie cutter conventional deals. We deal with everything. But we're efficient in what we do, especially in the broker channel. And we have pod leaders. Our pod leaders are our producing team leaders. When anyone comes into our organization, they have a direct leader that they can work with and help get acclimated and learn and lean on for anything that they need. Growth is a big opportunity, though, as I mentioned before. How do we help you grow? How do we help our loan officers grow? Personalized marketing. Real's marketing has grown tremendously. And we have the opportunity to tap into that and leverage their marketing team to help our loan officers and us be better, to be able to put out more content, to give them what they need, to have co-marketing material out there. The agent network. And when I speak to a lot of loan officers about compensation models and things like that, I tell people we're not the highest compensation mortgage company out there. We're not the lowest either. We're somewhere in between. But why is that? Well, number one, we don't charge, like I mentioned. But number two, our goal isn't for anyone to come to our organization and just close and make the same amount of money they were making before. The agent network is a big part of how we've helped so many loan officers that have come into our doors double, triple their income in a year to two. Innovative promotions like we spoke about. We're always figuring out ways to be different and to offer something out there to clients to help capture that business and make it easier, especially for our agent partners and loan officers, to be able to get those deals in the door. And skill development. Education is paramount. As we continue to grow, we're going to be bringing in more and more opportunities for skill development. Whether it's how do you attract other loan officers? How do you have conversations with real estate agent partners? How do you deal with complex non-QM loans? Whatever it may be, we want to be able to help build you by giving you education and skills. Also, how do you create great social media marketing? Whatever it may be, skill development is something that's near and dear to my heart and our heart, where I want to always pour in with education. Do we charge you for that? No, we don't. So, level up. 1 second, guys. Sorry, my throat's a little sore today. Sorry about that. Level up is something that we developed 2 years ago. Looking at what Real has done, it's no telling why. It's very easy to kind of point at saying this is why a company grows, or that's why a company grows. And at Real, many people early on were telling me, well, it's the model, it's the model. And what I took away from that statement was, oh, they're giving away X amount of dollars. That was part of it. However, they built something called a rev share model, which is a 5-level rev share model. Obviously, in mortgage, we're not allowed to call it revenue share because we're not sharing revenue. But our program here is called Level Up. It's similar to what Real has built. It's our coaching and attraction compensation program. As Real grew, it wasn't becoming so much more about the money, but the behavior that their rev share model was creating. The behavior was community and collaboration. Whether you were a sponsor or connected with someone in a network or not, it didn't matter. What I started noticing was real estate agents were reaching out to other real estate agents, asking specific questions, and those real estate agents were just pouring in and giving back. And to me, that's what's missing in the mortgage space. When I grew up in this space, it was very siloed. It still is. No one's willing to share their trade secrets. No one's willing to give away any help. But I believe this model for us so far over 2 years has really established a network of loan advisors built on community, collaboration, which leads to growth. It gives us the ability to unlock levels as you grow. And the best part about it, there's no caps. You make 100% of whatever it is you earn. So how does it work? Level 1 is anyone that you directly attract. And in One Real Mortgage, what we say, we use the word attraction. We don't use the word recruiting. Why? Because recruiting is about me. Attraction is about you. If I'm attracting someone, I'm going to be asking questions about them to understand them better and figure out how I can help that individual get to where they want to go. So we call it attraction. Just want to highlight that in case you're wondering what that means. Level 1 is anyone that you directly attract. Let's say you attract Samir to One Real Mortgage. Any loan that Samir closes, you make 12 basis points. So in math, $400,000 loan that Samir closes, you would make $480. That goes for any person in your level 1, someone that you directly attract. Now, let's say Samir attracts someone else. That becomes your level 2. And in order to unlock your level 2, you need 5 loan officers in your level 1. And if the person that Samir attracted to One Real Mortgage closes a $400,000 loan, you're going to make $320 on that, and Samir will make $480 on that loan. And as we go all the way down, in the second column, MLOs needed, that's what you need in your level 1 to unlock each tier, each level. Like I mentioned, there's no cap though. There's many models that I'm seeing pop up where they have caps. We have 0 caps. The other cool part about our model is it's not just a marketing play. This is an achievable opportunity for anyone. And if you look at the math on the right, 12, 8, 3, 2, 1.5, those equal 26.5 basis points. But if you look at the first two, 12 and 8, in order to get 20 of the 26.5, you just need to have people in your level 2, and you need to have 5 loan officers in your level 1, and you'll earn 20 of the 26.5. Why is this important, you may be asking? It's important because it's achievable. It's not a marketing play or a sham that we're throwing out there just to get people to come join One Real Mortgage. When we really thought about this model, the goal for us is if we're paying out more of this, the model works. And that's what we're doing here. Now, we do require minimum production. And the reason we do that is because we want to have our guardrails up. This model is a production-based model. It's not a model to bring over someone in the industry who's maybe not closing anything yet or closing very little. So if you're a full-time loan officer, all that we ask is that you're closing 2 loans at minimum per month. But that 2 loans isn't where we want you to be. We want to help you get to 4, 6, 8, 10 loans a month in your first year if possible. Our model is an entrepreneurship-based model though. So we're going to pour into you as much as possible and give you as many resources as possible. But ultimately, you have to execute. But we're going to try and hold you accountable to help you reach your goals. As we built out this model, we decided to throw another caveat into this. And this is called Level Up. It's a co-sponsorship or partnership model. And what this means is you can collaborate with someone else at One Real Mortgage in order to split what you would have earned. Why, you may be asking, this may help you. Let's think about this. Maybe you're in California and you were at an event and you met a loan officer in Florida. And this loan officer perhaps was looking for someone local, or maybe someone with a unique niche product or knowledge about something. And you found someone in our network at One Real Mortgage is licensed in Florida. You both now can sponsor one individual. And what does that do for the individual? That's massive, team. In order to have 2 sponsors instead of 1, and yes, you're splitting your compensation in half, but the power is to help for both of you to pour into this person to help that person grow. And that can create exponential wealth. That's why at One Real Mortgage, even at Real, we don't call these downlines. Downlines is one directional. We call this network. Why? Because networks go wide. And having a partnership or co-sponsorship model enables this model to be a network, not a downline. We weren't done yet though. And when we thought about what was happening in the markets and what was happening in our industry, I started noticing that many people were duplicating some of the things that we had rolled out. And I wanted to create something unique to One Real Mortgage. What could that possibly be? Well, Real is publicly traded, if you don't know, and their ticker symbol is REAX. And being owned by Real, we have the ability to also offer stock that is Real stock. Now, Real stock, you can look, online, it's done incredibly well over the last 3 to 4 years. There's a ton of growth happening behind it. But deeper than stock, if we think about what we're building here at One Real Mortgage, and I mentioned earlier in this call, this is not a turnkey operation. We're looking for candidates that want to get in early and that want to help us grow and be part of the growth. But what better way to do that than by creating partners? At One Real Mortgage, we're not about the employer-employee relationship style of company. We are about partnership and partnering with the right people to help us get to our goals as quickly as possible in a really efficient manner. And when I looked at this opportunity and looked at what Real was doing with something similar, I said, we need to have this. So now, starting this year in January of 2025, about a year ago now, we rolled out 2 awards based on stock. If you fund $20 million in annual production, you get $15,000 of Real stock. If you attract someone to One Real Mortgage and that person funds their first loan in the first 90 days, which isn't difficult, you as their sponsor get $500 in Real stock for every person that you do that for. This is massive. This is creating an opportunity of partnership where we're all in this together. And it's also adding to your true retirement plan, your retirement income, where possibly 10, 15 years from now, 5 years from now, 7 years from now, that 15,000 could be 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000, who knows, in actual value. That's real value that's working without you having to pick up a phone, speak to a client, and do a loan, which we want you to do. This is all supplemental income that we're giving you through our Level Up program, through our stock awards. With the innovation that we've created so far, we're not done yet. There's a lot more we're going to keep adding, especially around the stock play, where they're going to offer different awards based on community, on collaboration, on teaching, on whatever it may be. Those are things that are yet to come. But this is one piece that has really made a difference for many people at our company. So, to summarize, not only can you make mortgage income through closing loans, you can do it through these 2 channels as well. How do we boost your earnings? That's what we're thinking about all the time. I want to show you a couple case studies here. And these are real case studies. Loan Officer 1. Before joining One Real Mortgage in February of 2023, which is some time ago, this individual was closing maybe 1 to 2 loans a month. And after we got acquired, before we even rolled out all of the cool things that we have today, he started gaining traction with meeting with more and more agents. And as you can see, when he first joined, he was only working with about 7 real agents and 8 external. And the reason we show both is because we're a mortgage company that's here to serve. It doesn't matter if your agent is at Keller Williams or EXP or Coldwell Banker or Keller Williams, wherever it may be. They don't only need to be a Real. The reason we help our loan officers by tapping into Real's network, though, is to amplify and grow their book of business. This individual had 7 agents from Real that he was working with and 8 agents from outside of Real. Wasn't making any money on the coaching and attraction compensation model because that hadn't rolled out yet. But December of 2024 to May of 2025, which is more recent, you can see the numbers and the growth. This is just one case, one story. The second loan officer, fairly new to the organization. And before joining, he was closing about roughly 2 loans a month. And if you look at December 2024 to May of 2025, it almost doubled. And even now, as we get into December of 2025, both of these individuals are crushing it, doing a lot more volume than they did in the previous months. The reason I bring this up is because it works. And it's not just one thing. It's the community, it's the collaboration, it's the model. It's the resources that we continue to put behind every loan officer to really help them build more relationships, which will grow their book of business. Your job as a loan officer is not to sit behind a computer and worry about conditions on a file. Your job as a loan officer is to give your expertise, obviously, to your clients and to your agents, but it's to build meaningful relationships, whether virtual or in person. It doesn't matter. These are the things that we're offering here. Values and culture, extremely important. And we really piggyback off of what Real's values are. And it's funny because even before we got acquired 3 years ago, when we first met, culture was really, really important to me. And I really thought about, when you think about these publicly traded companies, these larger companies, you kind of think that culture isn't going to be great. And what I'll say is it's been completely the opposite. We align with their culture. We are a part and a fabric of who they are, and we always were. Work hard and be kind. We can work as hard as we are, as hard as we do. However, if we're not kind human beings to each other, everything is for nothing. Kindness is something that we all need to exude. We know that things can go on fire with loans. We know that agents can get upset, clients can get upset, our peers or we can get upset. However, how are we treating each other? How are we treating our fellow human beings? We have to treat them with kindness. And if we do this, great things will always follow. We are bigger than me. It's not just a single individual that contributes to the growth that any organization has. It's all of us aligning on what we believe in, marching to the same beat, and ensuring that we're all holding each other accountable to get to where we need to go. Tech and humanity. Technology drives efficiency, but technology does not replace the human connection and the human interaction. As we continue to build, we are all about the experience, the consumer experience. And the experience is really drives from the humanity side of the spectrum. The technology will help give us tools to get us there quicker and more efficient and move much faster, or we can do more and more with less. But as long as humans are buying homes, they're going to want to deal with other fellow human beings to help them build the relationship, understand how this process works, and really just create a long-lasting relationship with. So, One Real Mortgage, we're not just a mortgage company. We're much more than that. We're an opportunity to create uncapped earning potential. We're a company that believes in collaborative programs across everything that we do. And most importantly, we ask ourselves how we can be different and how it ties into our mantra of community and collaboration by creating innovative opportunities. I hope this has been helpful for you. And I know there's a lot to take in. And after this call, we'll be sending everyone who registered a recording of this call. But if you want to learn more and have us kind of talk to you around the opportunities and even seeing if it's the right fit for you, because it may be, it may not be. Every opportunity is different. One thing I will tell you is though, we are always here to help support whoever we speak to and their growth. Whether it's at One Real Mortgage or whether there's a better opportunity that fits what you're looking to do, again, I ask yourself, think about where you want to be in a year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, and even 10 years. And can One Real Mortgage or any other opportunity that you're looking at help you get to where you want to go? Feel free to scan this barcode so we can reach out to you and have a deeper conversation on what we're building here at One Real Mortgage. So I thank you for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity to connect with you. And I'll open up for questions if you have any. So feel free, if you want to even drop in the chat, because I know this is an anonymous call. If you want to drop any questions in the chat as well, feel free. And we can definitely answer that for you. And it looks like there has been some questions already. So I appreciate you guys chiming along and our team especially of providing information to our guests. So it looks like some of you have already emailed. But again, look, if you don't have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Even if you want to feel free to reach out to me directly, I would love to connect you with someone. I think someone just asked, how could you help someone who is joining as a fresher? And I'm assuming you mean as a new loan officer. So what I'll say is currently today, as we're building, we're really focusing on working with experienced loan officers who have a little bit of book of business so we can help amplify their growth through everything that we're doing here today. If someone is new to the industry, probably in about a year or so, we're going to have a proper program and an educational program where we can help get them to where they need to be. But at this moment, we're really targeting and focusing on individuals that already have a book of business and who have been in the business for a few years. So if it's a full-time loan officer, it's still 2 fundings per month, not annually. And if it's part-time, it's 1 funding per month. Okay. So if there are no more questions, again, thank you so much, all of you, for hopping on. Hopefully, this was helpful for you as well. Feel free to reach out. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we will be in touch very, very soon. Have a phenomenal day. Have a safe holiday coming up. It's hard to believe the year is almost over. Be safe, have fun, and we'll chat soon. Thank you all.